Welcome to the very first edition of the Rhino Games, a one-on-one battle between our own team anglers. In this episode we have a clash between Belgium and the Netherlands, the Red Devils versus the Orange Army, beer and chocolate versus beer and cheese, well, you get the idea. Our team anglers Gerald, Vierhout and Ruben Dekkers will compete in 5 different matches, each earning 1 point. Winning 3 points means you win the whole game. First off is the sprint race.
3, 2, 1, go!
In this element, Gerald and Ruben have to race each other in a straight line using only their BMR GPS NXT front rollers. And soon...
Bye bye, Gerald!
Oh no!
Ciao.
I'm way too heavy. It's not fair.
Sorry, Gerald, I guess we didn't think this one through. But, you know, you do have a nice big longboat, so there's that. But that means that none other than Ruben Dekkers is the first to score points during the very first Rhino Games. Luckily for Gerald, the next segment is less about speed and more about drivability and the art of knowing how to steer your boat. Both contestants have to go around the red buoy, followed by the green buoy, and then finish at the red buoy again, basically making a figure-8 pattern.
I already did a preset on the speed, on the highest level, it's level 10. So when I'm hitting the prop button, it's accelerating to the highest speed. So that's the way how I'm gonna win this.
3, 2, 1, go! Go, 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 go!
First let's gain some speed. It's already going to level 10. And then let's win this thing.
Sounded pretty confident, Ruben. Care to explain why?
The advantage of this boat is it's a lot lighter than Gerald's one, so that's the reason I'm getting a lot of speed.
Half minute! You are slow! Nice turn! Ooh, that's close!
Let's go! Gonna win this!
And 1 minute and 24 seconds. So
It's a great time. It's a hard one to beat.
yeah. But I have a foot pedal.
Ready to go, Gerald?
Yes.
Get set. Ready for another point in my back? Go!
Oh.
Gerald is using his foot pedal to navigate, which does make it a lot easier to steer, because you don't need the remote. But will Gerald be quick enough? That is the question. We've just passed the 30-second mark and Gerald is already at the green buoy. He seems quick.
Oh no. And
Already 1 minute 45 seconds.
45.
You lost some important time hitting the buoy.
Yeah.
He sure did, and that means that Ruben already has 2 points, which means this could be a very short edition of the Rhino Games.
Okay, already 2 points for me. Still 3-1 to earn. So I guess we're going fishing now. So what are we
Yes.
gonna do?
I have to beat you with fishing. So let's go for the perch spot.
With the 2 race elements out of the way, it's finally time to go fishing. In order for Gerald to totally turn this around, he needs to snatch all 3 fishing points. 1 for pike, 1 for zander and 1 for perch. Let's start with the last one.
So we're doing some finesse fishing for perch. Important is that the boat is laying very still, doesn't move. So therefore we're using the anchor function. So we can pin a point somewhere, just push the anchor button and then the motor will move the boat and hold it on one place. When arriving on a certain spot and you want to use the anchor function, it's important to turn the boat with the nose, with the front of the boat against the wind. Because when using the anchor function, the boat will turn against the wind. Otherwise, when you're starting with the back into the wind, the boat will do a 180 degrees. And it can be that the spot got disturbed by that. So it's very important when arriving on the spot, put it with the nose into the wind. Have you already felt something, Gerald?
No, no contact yet. I'm going to fish with a sea rig. The setup is as follows. It's a rage crawl from striking with an offset hook, then a 40 centimeter fluorocarbon leader, and then you get a swivel with a rubber bead, and then a glass bead, and then a tungsten bullet weight, and that's on a thicker fluorocarbon line. I'm fishing with a TR Finesse game. It's a 2 meter and 10 centimeter rod. Its casting weight is 3 till 14 grams. So it's a nice soft spinning rod, so that you have enough action in the tip. So that if the fish bites, because if the fish bites you have to wait a couple seconds. So then the fish don't feel anything. So therefore it's really important to not have a too fast rod or too stiff rod. So this is a really good technique in the winter, because it's still attractive to the bullet weight and the glass bead that makes some noise. And then you have the crawl is coming after that, but it's still you can fish it really slow. And you can also fish it with some long pauses. So and then the crawl is floating a bit, and that's really attractive for the predator fish, especially for the perch.
I think Gerald is a bit nervous because he knows that when I'm catching a perch right now, that will be 0.3 out of 5. That means he can't win anymore. So I'm doing my best, but I think Gerald is doing his best as well to get that one bite, one fish, maybe the most important fish of the day. So right now I'm fishing the Net Ocho from Striking. It's a kind of no action lure, it's a little worm with a net head. It's a flat jig head, so you can make the most out of the contact with the bottom. So it's important that the jig is on the bottom like this, dancing on the bottom with little taps and little jumps. It's doing like this, a little wiggling on the tail. It's like no action lure, and because of your fishing is really slow, it makes little jumps, and it just makes enough movement to trick the slow perch.
Yeah, I'm scouting for some perch. Yeah, most of the time they are hiding in groups, so they are easy to see on the side screens. And maybe you are wondering why I'm after the Rhino BLX, but that engine I'm using for vertical jigging. So then I go yeah, in the back troller, and then you can easily control your boat if you do some jigging. And I also use it to slow down the boat during trolling with big baits for pike. So then you can put the engine down, and then you put it in slowly in reverse, so then you have some thrust against the motor, so that you lose some speed, because in the winter they like it slow. So I'm looking especially on this side of the screen, because that's a shallow area. That's the most of the time where the perches are, and then I'm looking for structure and for some fishing signs. So if you can see, you now see almost nothing, but now here you see coming some structure, and if you find some structure, then there have to be on top some dots, and those dots are the perch. The most of the time that are the perch, and that's where I'm looking at, and hopefully we can find some. So yeah, now we are in the winter period. This night the temperatures were already below 0, so really freezing time. So that means that the fishing are slowed down. But then because the fishes are slowed down, then you have to search a lot, because they are not swimming that much. So therefore you have to do a lot of scouting, and then hopefully you can find a nice group of perch. So some of the cool features, what I like from the NXT engine is especially this screen, of course. It gives you a nice insight of what the engine is doing. So you can see the speed and also your battery charge. So that's really cool. And also one of the cool functions are the cruise control, so that you can keep a continuous speed. For example, you put in 1 kilometer per hour, then the engine will control that so that you keep that speed.
I've been using the BMR GPS NXT trolling motor for a while now, and it has some cool features I want to tell you something about. Like now I'm using the anchor function, really cool option. You can just anchor down your boat on a certain spot and the motor will do the work. It will keep your boat on that spot. Next to that it's got a heading function, so you can pinpoint a fixed point on the horizon and you can set direction to this point. Your motor will do the rest, will keep it in line, and you can make with your remote, make some little adjustments to set a new course out. Another cool feature is when I'm fishing alone, and I fish a lot alone, when I'm trailing my boat, I can just push my boat from the trailer into the water. I spot lock it next to the trailer, the boat ramp, and I have some time to park my car. You don't have to be in the boat with your remote to adjust your trolling motor. So when I'm ready, I'm just steering the boat towards myself and I'm hopping into the boat and I can start my fishing day.
Well, that's very cool and all, guys, but we still have a competition going on. Gerald literally has Ruben breathing down his neck and he knows that he cannot afford to lose another round.
Do you think, Gerald? Perch fishing is not working that good. Should we go some zander fishing?
Oh, that's a really good idea, Ruben. Let's go for some zander fishing. I really need to get this first fish. With vertical jigging I like to fish with a back trawler, because then you have, for my feeling, you have more control about the boat and also the speed. You can really easy adapt the speed with your hand, so you can fish with your right hand with your rods, and then with your left hand you can steer. And that's with a front trawler, and you have the remote or a foot pedal. But with this you have more, it's easier steering the boat with more feeling and more control. So that's my opinion. But yeah, you can see Ruben thinks different about that. So with vertical jigging it's important that you don't go too fast, and also that you adapt your weight of your lure on the speed you go, so that you always be in contact with the bottom. So yeah, and what I'm doing, I lift the bait up and then I wait a couple seconds and then I will let it go down and then I feel the bottom again. So therefore every time I'm close to the bottom. So yeah, it's always to reach the zander. So
Yo, fish.
Oh no!
I think it's a small zander, but it is a fish. The fish is a fish. The fish is enough to get the last point. Winner of the Rhino Games, guys.
He caught the first zander. So now that means I lost.
Right, first fish of the day. We were vertical fishing for zander. I had a really hard bite, so I thought it was a bigger one, but really happy with this fish because it brought me the third point. Right, let's put them back and let's see if we can catch some more of these.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Ruben Dekkers wins the first edition of the Rhino Games.
3-0. Gerald, what you gonna do about that?
Yeah, that's hard to beat.
Massive congrats, of course, to Ruben Dekkers. And with the game officially over, the guys decided to keep on fishing because, let's face it, we are still anglers. This show was brought to you thanks to the BLX back trawler and the BMR GPS NXT front trawler. We hope you've enjoyed the show, and yes, also Gerald managed to catch a fish in the end. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon during the next edition of the Rhino Games. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and also make sure you follow us on social media. See you next time!